None of that has anything to do with AI, which is the real reason that you're here, but I just felt you guys should know. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna hop in. You're welcome to ask me questions throughout this. This is scheduled for 90 minutes. It's probably about 65 minutes of content, maybe 70. The folks who are on the Zoom, please put your questions in the Q&A, and we will get to those probably closer to the end. I do have a member of the education staff keeping an eye on that as well. Okay, let's get into it. CEO of Google. AI is one of the most important things humanity is working on. It is more profound than electricity or fire. Okay, well that's a lot, right? That's saying a lot, saying that we'll go back to the Stone Age. I don't know if that's true. I liken it more to moving from horsepower to the steam engine. It is an exponential, or actually logarithmic, acceleration of the ability for people to be able to do things, whether it's create content, digest data, and we're really only scratching the surface. Or think about it as the introduction of the internet into business. Who here was here when we had books, just books for real estate, right? And then faxes, then teletypes, and now you can get your listings anywhere. You can get them on your phone. You can get them in every flavor of website that you want, in every language that you want. And when we changed and started talking about the internet and real estate, oh my God, social media and real estate, everyone lost their mind. You're all gonna go out of business. You aren't gonna need us anymore. There are now more realtors today than there absolutely were in 1995 or in 2000 when we saw that acceleration happen. We are doing more business today. We are more profitable today. So let's not be afraid of this, just like we shouldn't have been afraid of the internet. That said, if you didn't start using the internet and using social media, you saw your competitors start to pass you by. And you're gonna start to see that if you don't embrace AI, or at least have an understanding of it. So we're gonna talk today about mindset, and mindset and using AI in your business. We're going to talk about tools. We're going to talk about how to find new tools, because there are new tools every day. And we're just going to have that conversation. So I'm going to start talking about Sora. Now, Sora is not a real estate product. Sora is a generative AI video, okay? It's owned by OpenAI, and you give it very verbose prompts. This is not something super simple. I will make these slides available. You do not have to take pictures if you don't want to, but I won't stop you. So this is just very verbose, right? A stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street, warm glowing neon, long red dress, black boots. Goes on and on. Very, very detailed. And this is what it generates in minutes. Minutes. Now, we've all seen CGI, we've all seen Transformers and Star Wars. We know that that took thousands of people and millions of dollars to create 2 hours of content. This took probably $5 of processing power and 10 minutes. Is that acceleration? Is that going to change business? Is that going to start to change everything? Absolutely. Look at the quality of this. I mean, it's beautiful, it's detailed. Look at these reflections. Look at her skin. That does not look like a video game. That looks real. The reflections in her sunglasses. She's got little wrinkles in her lips. She doesn't have to filler, but you know. It's very natural. Very natural, very real. And so what does this mean? What's this going to mean for us? Here's another one. Again, several woolly mammoths approach treading through a snowy meadow, long woolly fur, snow-covered trees, mountains, afternoon light, right? That beautiful golden hour. What do we get with that? Now, I'm not showing you what could have been part of Ice Age 2 for fun. I'm not showing you because I just think it's cool. It is pretty cool. I'm showing this to you because this is going to change how business is done. There's going to be economic impacts from this, and this is the story that I think is very telling. Tyler Perry, right, famous producer and director, one of the most successful people in Hollywood, one of the most rich men in America, stopped an $800 million investment from happening in the city of Atlanta. How many jobs didn't get created? How many homes didn't get sold for people who were going to move there and relocate there? And all of the other economic impact around that. This is going to make an economic impact everywhere in the world. It will make an economic impact here in Miami. And there's lots of pieces around it, right? It's not just that this didn't get built, it's that server farms are being built, right? Cooling, processing power, we're seeing it in the stock market. So all of those things, I just want you to keep those in mind. This is going to happen and is continuing to happen everywhere. Now, AI has been around a long time, okay? Whether we called it machine learning, whether we called it predictive analytics, there were lots of different pieces around it. I'm not going to get into all the science and the jargon around that today. We only started talking about it in November of 2022 because ChatGPT became available to everybody. So everybody could go and start typing in and having a conversation with the internet, and the internet became our therapist and coach and friend and supporter, and would start helping us do our work, and that's very, very cool. But this has already been happening for a long time, and it's only going to start to accelerate because it's now been in everybody's hands for a year and a half. And because it's been there, people are building tools upon tools upon tools for all of those pieces. So how will Sora be used in real estate? Well, creation of marketing videos for listings, right? Drone shots coming in through the beaches, through town centers, etc. I mean, this is what we'll see today. Stock videos, you can use it today to build flowing palm trees. I started playing around with it with flamingos and stuff. Didn't do so great, but it's all of these get better. They get better every single day. So, this is everyone's favorite question. Is AI going to replace realtors? No, AI will not replace realtors, but a realtor using AI will be able to outperform you every day of the week. So what are we doing to help you? Miami Realtors is nationally recognized in what we've been doing in AI for our members. We have made AI tools available to you that we have recommended and vetted for you at this point for over a year. So where will we see AI in real estate? So I've been doing some work with the National Association of Realtors and their technology policy group. So we're going to go through every piece of the real estate transaction where we think we're going to start to see these AI improvements. So let's start at the very beginning, right? Preparing the sales listing. So what's the first thing we do? We interview a seller. Well, generative AI will help you put together interview questions. What are the top 20 things I should ask a seller to help them? What are the top 20 things I should use to convince a seller to choose me? How can I make their listing more profitable? How can I get it out more on social media? You can use AI today to give you answers to those questions, and tools are definitely being built and will continue to be built that will just do that without you having to do prompts. What else? Researches and prepares market information, including pricing. Sounds a lot like AVMs. Have those been around for almost ever at this point? Absolutely. But now they're easier and they're built into other tools. Predictive analytics will leverage the data and algorithms to anticipate client needs and preferences. Because I am a 41-year-old female who is moving from the city to a suburban area, I am more likely to want something with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, or 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And I'm definitely going to want a gourmet kitchen. And analytics will start to tell you that. Now, you are all seasoned realtors, and you're going to be like, I know that. I've been doing this a long time. Absolutely, but this is going to help you work with people who maybe you don't know, and maybe work outside of your sphere. All right, what else? Prepares and promotes the property. Well, is AI going to come in and paint? No. But what it can do is virtual staging and virtual redecorating. So you can see at the light that's available what shade of dove gray works best in that room. Promotion, absolutely, it can help with social media. Lists on the MLS, it will help you write listing descriptions, absolutely. Computer vision will improve MLS compliance and leverage search engine optimization to tag photos. We do this for you today. Manages the client relationship. Your CRM systems will send follow-ups. It'll send emails saying how many views their listings got if you wanted to. All of that will begin to become more automated. Shopping and search. Okay, they're going to sell the house, they got to move somewhere else. It'll personalize property listing searches. We know that Zillow and Redfin are already doing this. We know that Google is already doing this. We'll see better tools start to come around this. It'll segment your client base so that you know who's ready to buy and what to recommend. And we see some of this today. We definitely see this in sales. We have tools available today as part of your Miami member benefits that are available. Natural language processing, again, it'll do all these administrative tasks. It'll answer those phone calls. It'll answer those texts and say, yes, I can do that showing for you on Wednesday at 10 a.m. I can't do it at 10 a.m. We can do it at 11 a.m. Property's not available at 10. All of that's coming. Offers. It'll write, organize, and present offers. It'll analyze the finances. It'll analyze other realtors on who is more likely to negotiate and do a price reduction. What else? Negotiation. Again, more natural language processing. It'll have that conversation for you if you wanted to. Sentiment analysis. You know when someone texts you and they're not in a good mood. In 40 characters or less, AI will be able to figure it out too. But it'll figure it out for the people you don't know. And then, of course, deep financial analysis. Where can we find some extra nickels here to make the things happen? Inspection, computer vision. So look, again, this is available today. There's a great company called RoofHawk AI. I don't know who names these. RoofHawk AI, you can take pictures, drone pictures of a roof, and it will tell you where there's damage. It can see all of that and will report it back. And that's just one company. More of them will pop up. And again, they will get better and better and better. And being able to do that for your clients, are roofs a problem here in Florida? Are they a problem with getting insurance? Can we maybe start to use this and say, hey, maybe this is an older roof, but we know there isn't damage. Maybe we can get something underwritten. We know better to be as educated as the insurance providers and underwriters who are coming. Is that not going to be a value add for your clients going into this? Elsewhere in insurance, we're going to see more underwriting happen. We already know that they're doing this in all their actuarial models. It's just going to continue to happen. And climate and natural disaster predictions. I mean, everyone's heard the news, right? All the new AI models are saying we're going to get how many hurricanes this year. So it's happening. It's all happening. Finance and appraisal. Again, we know this is already out there, but it's going to continue to evolve, and it will get better. We're going to definitely see more desktop appraisals. We know it's happening. They're going to start sending less appraisers and more people to just go take pictures. And they're going to let computer vision or desktop folks, probably desktop folks to start, and then computer vision do appraisals solely based on those. These are the changes that are going to happen. And yes, advocacy will push back on them for a while, but this is what the future is likely going to look like. Closing, automation of tasks, checklists, checking for fraud, making sure all of those things are happening. Sorry. And then post-sale engagement. People only buy a house every 7 to 12 years, particularly with 7% interest rates. So you gotta keep people engaged, right? The National Association of Realtors says that most consumers would absolutely use their agent again. How many of them do? Does anybody know that number?
12.
29%.
Oh,
I've seen 12% too. The last round was 29%. Still not as many as it should be. It should be 100% of the people who like their agent should at least reach out to them again. 80%, I'd take that. So what can you do? There's great tools available. We have one that's a Miami member benefit called Milestones. You can hook up with your clients post-sale. It gives them an online repository for all their documents. Is that a good idea in a place where disasters can hit and flooding can happen and electricity outages? Absolutely. It will send seasonal reminders to them. Put away your patio furniture, pressure wash your pool, trim your trees, all of those things you need to do. And it does it adjusted. It doesn't tell them that it's time to shovel the snow and winterize. It adjusts it for where you are. Those types of engagements, and you can have it regularly sent, hey, this is what your house is worth. Hey, you have a lot of equity. Anything you want to do, I'm your person, I'm your guy, I'm your lady. Continue to use that engagement. All right, well, this is all terrifying. Is it safe? Is it safe to use? You want me to start using it? It's going to take over everything. Is it safe to use? Yeah, look, is it as safe to use as anything else? Is the internet safe to use? Most of the time, if you know what you're doing, if you pay attention, you're probably going to be fine. So let's talk about how to do that. So we know there's some copyright challenges. These are still getting sorted out in the courts. I don't have great answers for you. I will tell you that the tools that we make available to you, and we go through all the contracts, we think that everybody's going to be indemnified for usage here, but here's some things you should be aware of. So copyright, absolutely. Plagiarism. You should probably run some plagiarism checkers on anything that you publish. Stuff you email, maybe less so, but if you're publishing to social, publishing a blog, you should make sure that you don't have plagiarized content. There's free plagiarism checkers on the internet. I like them because they don't just check for plagiarism, but they'll also say, does it sound like this came from an AI? Because let's face it, we've all read emails that say, you know, I joke and I say, tell me you use AI without telling me you use AI. You sent me a 3-paragraph email telling me, do you want to have coffee on Tuesday? Like, no, I don't need that. But people think that being more verbose is better. Read the content that gets generated and say, does this sound right? Does it sound like it's in my voice? You can reset the prompts and say, tell it to move into my voice. So keep that in mind. All right, data privacy. Do not upload private consumer information to ChatGPT or any other AI. We know that this is being used in those models. Only use private software to do that. If you're not sure, don't upload private information at all. And accuracy. So some of these, like ABMs, right? We can talk about how ABMs are terrible or they're not accurate, etc. That's one piece. The other piece is lots of the generative content is trained from the internet. Is everything you read on the internet accurate today? No. So you would want to check it. There's a story, someone asked ChatGPT, I'm at SeaTac Airport, what's the closest Starbucks? There's a Starbucks in Terminal 5. They go, well, how do I get there? There is no Terminal 5. So, before you put something out there about how many coffee shops are in a neighborhood, if it pulls that from ChatGPT, you should probably check a map too. All right, so how can you start to use this and start to think about using this in your business? So I like this craft framework. These are things that you can use. So we're gonna use AI as we approach a problem. I want you to just think about one problem in your business you want to solve, okay? None of you have problems in your business. Perfect. That's why you're here at 9:30 on a Friday. You got nothing to worry about. So I just want you to think of one. We're all going to think of our own with our own business. I want you to think about clarity robustness, action, forethought, and 10x. Okay, and ChatGPT is free. So you can use the free version of ChatGPT. We can talk about why you shouldn't use the free version another day, but you can use it for something like this. Okay, so clarity. So what we're going to do is, when you think about it, you would distill a complex piece of information into a clear, coherent format. So here's a good example. I want my brokerage to have a mission statement. Ask me 20 questions to craft a mission statement, and you'll have a conversation. And then you can take that piece of information and say, okay, but is that the right approach? I would like to be more consumer-centric. I would like to be more investment-centric. We are all about other pieces of this. Then you can take that and ask it for compliance or a gap analysis, synergy with other data. Does this mission statement align with the values of Miami, of the National Association of Realtors, of the Women's Council of Realtors, whatever I want to align my values with? And what is the one more step? What am I not considering as I approach this? You can just ask it that. It'll give you ideas. And every time you ask it something, if you don't like the answer, you can say, you know, I don't like that, or I don't like this about it. You try something else. And it'll just keep going. All right, what's next? Goal-oriented outcomes. So you can say, all right, I would like to, I closed 5 transactions last year, 5 sites last year. I would like to double that in the next year. How can I double my business in the next year? How can I do that, but I hate cold calling? What can I do to improve those pieces? And it will ask you to do that. Predictive analysis and planning. You can say, all right, based on what I did last year, what can I expect next year? What can I expect next year correlated to the S&P 500 and how it's changed over the last 3 years? If I make these changes in my business, what are some considerations that I should have? Are there any unintended consequences I haven't thought about? Well, if you want to double your business, you might spend less time with your family. It's going to tell you these things. And here's the thing. Not every idea is going to be a good one. But here's what I liken it to. If you got together with your mentor, your friend, the other folks in your office, and you said, let's brainstorm. Let's put 100 ideas on the board about what we can do to fix this one problem, to make this more successful. Is every idea going to be good? No. Do you guys all make each other better? Absolutely. If 10% of those ideas are good, and 2 of them are successful, have you leveled up? You're doing this without having to get a group of people together. You're doing it more efficiently. You're doing it without having to spend that time in the room. And frankly, you could do it while you have your cafecito every morning, just having a conversation. Now, again, are there concerns about this that can happen? Sure. But we are all cognitive, brilliant humans who can also take a step back and say, okay, is this the approach that I want to take tonight? All right, 10x. Again, aim for that 10-fold increase in productivity. Is it going to be a 10-fold increase in productivity for every task you assign to it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But 10x over 5 things are twice as productive. Well, that sounds pretty good. That might give me back a few minutes in my day. So, we talked about the 100 ideas. You just want to give it the seed. This is what I want to do. This is anchoring. What is that? What's important to me? What are the pieces that are non-negotiable? If I'm asking it about real estate and what to do with real estate for me, I tell it that fair housing and consumer privacy are the most important things with everything that we do. The other thing I'll say is this has all been very focused on real estate because that's what we do and that's why we're here. I would encourage you to try it with other things that you like to do. I like to cook. Sometimes I don't have all the ingredients for something I want to make. I'll say, hey, I would like to make pumpkin curry, but I don't have any coconut milk or coriander. What can I substitute? What can I make? And can you give me a recipe for 3 people? They'll do that. And if I don't like one of the ingredients, I'll say, can I leave this out? And it'll tell me I can. That's pretty cool. Are you super into exercising? Ask it to give you a workout plan. I need to add more to my core strength. Can you give me a low impact workout plan that I can do over the next 3 months and how I can build that? Hey ChatGPT, my college kid really wants to do a 5K and I hate running. How can I do a 5K with them in 90 days? Now, we've all heard of Couch to 5K. I can just go to that website and do that. But learning to use it and having that conversation in other pieces of your life will make it organic if you are trying to use it in your business. It's just a thought. Okay, what do we do for you here? Well, Miami is committed to protecting you as realtors and your brand. So if we are recommending something, if it is listed on this website, miamirealtors.com/AI, it is an AI tool that we have vetted. Who reads all the terms of service for everything that you agree to? If you do, you're a better person than me. But for AI products, we read them for you. We make sure that you are indemnified, that there are copyright protections, that there are plagiarism checkers, that there are fair housing protections, that any generated content will not include any of the 10 words you can't say on television about fair housing. We spend the time so that you don't have to, so that you can trust the product. All right, so let's hop over to ChatGPT. So what are some things you can do? So use AI to enhance what you already do. So here's some examples. You go into client meetings all the time, ask it for some talking points. Some of them are ones you already use, absolutely. But some of them, maybe you get 1 or 2 nuggets out of here. If you do blogging or other social media, you post on LinkedIn, wherever your sphere of influence is, go ahead and ask it for some new content ideas. Give me 12 new content ideas to encourage people to buy or sell homes. Social media. Ask it to write posts that will enhance your reach. It will help you with tagging. It will help you with search engine optimization. If you're investment focused, ask it to refine your models. So let's talk about writing. What can you do? Ask ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas. 10 article titles for listing your property. Pick one that you like. Say, okay, ChatGPT, can you please write this article for me? I'd like it to be 200 words or less. I'd like it to be written at a 6th grade level. I'd like it to be friendly in tone. I would like it to be fair housing compliant. And I work almost entirely with second home buyers. So please keep that in mind as well. And it'll give you 200 words on that in 3 paragraphs that are pretty tidy looking. And if you don't like it, say, you know what? Maybe this is good, but I would like it to be a little less casual, but still friendly. And it'll rewrite it a little bit more for you. Take it out. Analyze language for your audience. Refine and edit the article. Add some of your own language. Put it back in and say, hey, can you just refine and edit this? Make sure that there's no typos or poor grammar. And then say, I'm going to post this to LinkedIn. What can I do to enhance the search engine optimization of this? I'm going to post this to my blog. How can I enhance the search engine optimization of this? Before I post this, can you create 5 images to go with this that I can also post? And then give me 5 more posts for Instagram and 3 more for X that will get traction. What tags should I put on a reel for this? Boy, that's a lot of work that it's doing. That's a lot of brain power that you didn't have to use, that you can offload. What else can it do? Content summaries, product descriptions. Have it write your company biography, your personal biography. Have it write your landing pages. Give it your landing page and say, hey, can you rewrite this? I need to freshen it up. Here are 16 frequently asked questions. Can you write answers for me? Can you rewrite the answers for me? You can have it write listing descriptions. I'm going to talk about a better tool for that. But you can have it write listing descriptions. It's not my favorite product for that. We talked about social media posts. All right, here's an example. I've been using this for a long time, but I really like it. Create a LinkedIn post on how landscaping can increase a home's value. Again, this is a fraction of what it gave me. I think it gave me 8 or 10. It wrote a nice listicle, even put little emojis in there. Most of these I thought about. I honestly didn't think about privacy and noise reduction. Again, you guys are realtors, you're successful realtors. You know landscaping is good for curb appeal, will improve sales, will reduce days on market. This wrote it out all for you pretty nicely in pretty easy to use English. Again, even if you only get 1 or 2 new ideas, it has enhanced your life. How can I remediate mold in a home? Please cite sources. You can always ask ChatGPT to cite sources. You should make sure those sources are real. It has been known to make them up. Now, should you give this to a consumer and say, I am a mold expert? No. But does this give them a good place to start and maybe make them a little bit less scared, and then you give them the name of your mold guy? Sure. Are you adding value? Every day of the week. You want to be a trusted partner to your consumer. This is one more thing you can do for them. All right, realtors are all independent contractors. It can get lonely, right? Use it as a coach. You can say you want to do it in the style of your favorite real estate coach. I like this one. I'm a new realtor and I hate cold calling, because I'm not a realtor, but I hate cold calling. What do the best real estate coaches recommend to get over this and be successful? Well, these are some really good ideas. Now, again, most of them you already know. You get 1 or 2 gems out of it. So, look, more tools are announced every day, and I will tell you they're not all great. The ones that we recommend and we tell you to use and we have read the terms for, I will tell you, are good. Does that mean that one better isn't out there? No, absolutely there is, or there will be, but it gets better every day, and all we can do is make a decision at this point in time. So we're going to talk about some of the ones that we know we're comfortable using today, and we'll go from there. So I'll start with RPR. Who here already uses RPR? Oh, guys, come on. RPR is a paid member benefit from the National Association of Realtors. It has great content for property reports in it. That's not what I'm telling you about. Because that's all true. That's all been true for, I don't know, 10 years? Okay, that's fine. But this is what it'll do for you today that uses AI. It has script writers built into it. So you open it up and you go residential market trends. It does this for commercial now too. Pick an area. I did a test here for Coral Gables. Give it a tone. Are you professional? Are you friendly? Do you talk like a pirate? Choose your audience. I want to do it for buyers. I want to do it for sellers. I want to do it for both. What are you going to do? I'm going to have it create a video script. Gives you this little whirligig so that you know it's doing something. And then it gives you a full video script. And it tells you where to insert slides in. Again, do you have to use all of it? No. But is it easier than getting on camera and maybe stumbling through the content? But no, this gives you, as of October 2023, we have a 3.8 month supply of inventory in Coral Gables. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's a measure of how long it would take for all the existing homes on the market to be sold if no new listings were added. In simpler terms, it's an indicator of market demand and supply. And guess what? Over the last 12 months, we've seen a decrease of 2.6% in months market supply, and that's great news for you. Wow. I sound like Diane Sawyer. Pick whoever you want. And you can do this and just put, you don't want to be on camera? That's fine. Just do the voiceover and just put up those great market trend reports. This will generate them for you. You can have it sent it to you by copy it, you can edit it.
Are we talking about RPR?
Yeah, this is all on RPR today. Go to your dashboard, click on RPR. I'm gonna go back and show you. You wanna do residential market with stats, or residential market trends. It gives you this screen, and you choose, you're doing the create script. You give it the tone, the audience. And when I create a video script, it'll also do a social campaign, it'll analyze the metrics. You can do it on different property types. Again, this is all built in today, free. You all have this. Okay, let's talk about virtual staging. This is pretty cool. Now, did AI invent virtual staging? No, it's been around forever. People have been painting front lawns in Microsoft Paint since Windows 3.1. Looks a lot better now. So if you go to virtualstagingai.app, or there's a link on your dashboard, everybody gets a free room. It used to just be a free bedroom, I think now you get a free room. And it will stage this, and it will spit this out in less than a minute. It's pretty cool. And if you don't like this, you don't like whatever this is called, modern, I think. There's traditional, there's coastal, lots of choices. This is very cool. The pricing for it to do more images, is pretty reasonable. The pricing based on input photos, so I can put in a room once. It counts as one, and it will give me an endless amount of choices. Do I want a den? Do I want a bedroom? Do I want a home office? Do I want a home gym? You can stage it as all of those. Or you just pay as you go, do $3 commission. Now you used to have to send these off to Box Brownie, to Australia, and you get them back in 24 to 48 hours, and you pay maybe 50% more. So, it's faster, it's cheaper, and it's improving all the time. And the guy who built this company was a student at Harvard. We get 40% off a rack rate. So we talked about listing descriptions. This is a company we partner with, again, it's on your dashboard. It's a company called Nile June. I don't name these companies, this is just what they're called. So this is a TurboTax-like interface. And why I like this better than just ChatGPT is they built their own natural language processing engine. What does that mean? ChatGPT was trained off the internet. These guys trained off of language that they put together themselves, just better pieces of content and not the whole internet. So everything just sounds nicer and a lot less robotic. It's a TurboTax-like interface. You give it an address, you tell it some information about the property, the town. It goes into lots of detail. I didn't take every screen, but it'll talk about floors and patios and ask you, is it stone, slate, concrete, stamped concrete, etc. And then it will give you a long and a short description that obviously you can edit and you can refine yourself to make it sound more appropriate for you. And then you can copy and paste it in. I think they charge 20 or 25 bucks for a listing description. All right, Remind. Remind has had machine learning, which is artificial intelligence. It's a type of it available as a Miami member benefit since 2019. And what does Remind do? And we have whole classes on Remind you can take. I highly recommend that. But here's what it does. It takes, what do they call it? The 4 Ds or the 5 Ds? Diapers, divorce, death, and diamonds, right? People getting married. It takes that marketing information about people who live in homes. It marries it with banking information, equity, occupancy, money owed, other pieces of credit information. And it uses all of that along with information about the neighborhood and other property value information, and it creates the best buy-sell scores that are available. You can use it to farm, you can use it to contact people via social media, you can use it to send postcards. Now, could you just send postcards to a whole neighborhood? Of course you can. Last I checked, postcards are expensive. Deliverability is terrible. So let's only send them to places people want them and people need them. So it's super straightforward. Pull up an area, it has all this deep public record information, loan balance, net equity, and whether you buy sell score. So here we have sell scores of high. Then you have it filtered, just do high sell scores, pull up a list, and export it.
And how do we do the search, you said?
So you can, whatever you want to search by, you can have it searched by, I did a zip code search here. So you want to do a zip code, you want to do a city if you work, exclusively in Pinecrest. You can have it do a polygon search if you want to on the map. And then tell it that you only want to set the filter to people with a high sell score.
So it will choose.
Based on those, people who are most likely to sell their properties. Again, we have tons of training on Remind. Go to miamirealtors.com/Remind. It'll have all the upcoming classes and recorded classes there of how to do searching for possible sellers and farming.
I took the class.
Yeah.
Without us, we are supposed to do, okay, this is a bought a house from 7 years ago.
Yeah.
We still have to go through that.
Well, so you can do it that way. If you want to focus on people who have bought it 7 years ago and say, I want to say people who bought in this time frame, you can do it as detailed as possible. You can also just tell it, I only want people with high sell scores. It's kind of like the easy button. Now, if you have your own business models based on those things and occupancy and all of that, that's fine. I think that that's great. I think data is very powerful. If you're comfortable with the easy button, it's like driving manual versus driving automatic. Automatic gets me there. Manual means that I can make the engine run more efficiently. I'm comfortable with manual. I'm comfortable with this easy button. This is solid data that's doing this. All right, chocolate chip AI. Again, I don't name these. Chocolate chip AI is run by a company called Planet Arty. They've been in the real estate space for decades. It is a ChatGPT-4 wrapper for real estate. What does that mean? They are using ChatGPT, which we talked about earlier, but they have wrappered it with tons and tons of prompts that are solely about real estate. So if you just click into the top piece, it'll give you a drop-down list of hundreds of real estate prompts. You never have to think of something to write for your social media again, if you don't want to. And then say, I want to write it about, obviously, I want not just buying a vacation property, but buying a vacation property in Miami Beach. Marketing a vacation property in Miami Beach. Second homes in Miami Beach. Again, tone of voice, friendly, professional. Keywords I want to put in. It'll do hashtags too. Hashtag South Beach, hashtag Miami Boat Show. It will engage all of that with you, and then it will create the content. I can have it do an Instagram post, it will write that as well. Then, anything I do, I want images to go with it. We really like this image engine because it is the one owned by Microsoft. Microsoft has more lawyers than anybody. We think that they're going to get copyright right if anybody will. I said, I would like a picture of the Miami Boat Show with condos. It created this, and I have a license to use it on social. Same idea, I said, hey, let's do a Coral Gables neighborhood walk. It just generated this. Is this an actual place? Probably not, but it sure looks like it could be a Coral Gables neighborhood walk. Canva, who here already uses Canva? So again, the free version of Canva has lots of great stuff in it. Canva bought this AI company. I used to just teach about Magic Studio. Canva bought them. So now all of Magic Studio is in Canva. And you can have it do, again, all of your marketing and outreach. I said, Canva, I would like to do a Thanksgiving open house for real estate. Can you give me some templates? Well, these look pretty good. Thanksgiving open house, your dream home awaits. I didn't edit this at all. Happy Thanksgiving from your local realtor. Have it do all of this for you. I did this for the holidays. Merry Christmas from a realtor. That's all I told it. Looks pretty good. I thought it could look better. I said, Merry Christmas from a realtor in Miami. You don't want snow. You don't want horses and sleighs. You want palm trees, right? You want palm trees and boats and Christmas lights and sun. Christmas trees and sun. This is South Florida. You just have to give it context, and it will still do what you want. It will still make you faster and more efficient. So this is a fun product. Why Loco? Okay, don't name these. It is the word monopoly backwards. Why Loco? They have a company called Raya. Raya will sit on your website. You can put it on your little IDX website that you have, and it's chatbot. It'll have a conversation for you. You can't be on there all the time answering questions. Now, are there chatbots that are terrible? Absolutely. Have we all interacted with them? Who makes it Bank of America and talk to Erica? I hate her. She's terrible. She's useless. Erica, what's the closest ATM to 33166? Here's 5 locations in Broward County. What? What? She's useless. This is not. Okay. Here's the conversation. And I have to show you, this is from 2019. This has been around a while. Again, AI is not new. So this is better than it used to be. But this still is really, really good. Okay. She says, okay, I'm interested in looking at condo. This is what she comes back with. Right on, we'd love to work with you. It sounds like there are several areas we'll be able to help you with. Your real estate needs. I want to make sure we're on the same page. Can we discuss next steps? Thank you. Would Tuesday evening after 7:30 all right? I want to make sure we're both, yeah. I'll confirm with my associate to give you a call. We're happy to answer additional questions in the meantime. I mean, looks like a real conversation. This doesn't sound like Erica. But here's the real cool thing. You have an app on your phone that while Raya is having this conversation for you, you get notifications. You want to hop in as the human at any point here, you can do that and take it over and say, yeah, I'm happy to get this for you. I'm happy to get this information for you. I'm happy to meet with you Tuesday. Let's go for coffee. Okay, here's another Miami member benefit. This is available to you today. Who here has an Alexa? None of you. Okay, that's fine. I don't know how you set a timer in your kitchen or listen to music. It does a lot more than that. We all know that, right? You can say, Alexa, I would like to find homes in Miami. And it will say, how can I help you? I'm looking for a $150,000 condo in Miami Springs. I'm sorry, there are none available. Would you like to extend your price range? Oh, okay. I would like to find a condo under $300,000. There are 2 available. Would you like more information? Does that today. And very soon it will do that in Spanish, and we are helping them test it. Again, Miami Realtors made this investment for you. And what else does this do for you besides, it's not just a toy. It's not just a toy that works with your kitchen timer and radio. Voice search is accessibility. It makes sure that we are fair housing compliant for people who are visually impaired, because searching without text or without being able to look at pictures is very, very hard. And searching when you cannot see and you have a computer that's solely driven by you looking at it and typing is very, very difficult. This is available today. Yes, sir?
So what does it do for us then? You know, how do we...
You can set it up to get leads from it.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you're working with somebody who's visually impaired, or maybe you're working with someone who's working with someone who, right? So a client comes to you and says, I'm looking for a condo for my mom, right? She's 80. She can't see, right? Her vision is failing. How can you help? How can she look? These are different options for you. It's just one more tool in your tool belt. Is this going to take over everything from the MLS? No. But it's one more tool that's available to you, one more thing that improves the accessibility and compliance and protections that we provide for our members. Yes? It's available right now. It's not available in Spanish right now, but it is available in English. It will be available in Spanish very soon.
It's also used to search for realtors because I have been called to ask
Yes.
to
Yep.
pay to get in the system.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can you share that application to the website?
Sure, yeah, you can publish it on your website, absolutely. And if you go to miamirealtors.com / the company's called Lundy, Lundy. It'll have all the information about it there. And I'm pretty sure there's a link to it on your dashboard. Okay, this is not a Miami member benefit, and I want to talk about what you need to be concerned about. So everybody, who here's walked into a Zoom meeting and it had one of these AI note takers on it? Right. So they can be very cool, right? Because it takes a summary, it's better than a transcript, because it'll give you bullets from the meeting, you can share those bullets back. I think if you're doing a first Zoom meeting with a client from out of town who you've not met before, who you want to talk about wants, needs, likes, loves, this is a lot easier than you trying to furiously take notes the whole time. You can be engaged, you can be paying attention, you can ask the next question instead of furiously writing notes. Now, what do you have to be careful about? Anything that is recorded can be called for discovery. So what does that mean? It means that you just need to do your job the way you are supposed to. You need to be fair housing compliant as you have these discussions, right? You need to be a good human being. You need to be compliant with the code of ethics, right? Because all of that is going to be available. It's going to make it available to the other side. You can send it over to them and say, hey, I just want to make sure that these are the most important things. And they'll say, oh, I said that this was important, a pool was important, but as long as it's in the community, or I have to have my own pool. I am not walking a block to the community center, I'm sorry. So it's great because it can keep you on the same page. It's challenging because maybe you don't want every conversation to be discoverable. So just be aware if you're using this. And listen, you're gonna have clients who are gonna start using these too. And you can't tell your client, I'm sorry, you can't use an AI note taker. So you just need to be aware. Everyone can benefit from this as long as everyone is playing the game right and following the rules.
It's like being recorded.
Yeah, it's like being recorded. Absolutely. Okay, here's a fun product. Again, I don't name these. Real Cheeky. Real Cheeky's AI agent sidekick. What does this do? It automates the process. It's basically a checklist, but it's a checklist that will prompt you and keep you going. If you have a transaction, if you have a signed transaction agreement, you upload it, it's already executed. It will build a timeline for you. It will set up the parties that are in there that need to have pieces of this conversation, the seller, the buyer's agent, the transaction coordinator, the title officer, the loan officer. And it will set up a to-do list for everybody. It will set up reminders for you and dates. Can you change them? Of course you can. But it keeps everybody on track. And then, so here's the calendar dates. You can have it synced to your calendar if you want.
And this is for free.
Parts of it are free, parts of it are paid. And then it will nudge you. Hey, do you want me to remind you of something if it's handled? Because you haven't scheduled an inspection yet. Nope, not yet. We're not ready. We're not ready for the inspection. I know that they need to fix some plumbing first. Yes, ma'am.
Can you share? I mean,
Yeah.
Because usually I do this by email.
Right.
You share.
So it sets up all the people that you want, and you can add other people. So you have a seller in the bottom. It pulls all this from the agreement, or from, if you've got your own title officer and loan officer, you can add people. You can add other people. If you have an assistant, virtual assistant, you can add them too. Okay, this is one of the coolest things that we do. It's not terribly sexy, but it's super important. Every time you upload a photo to the MLS, it gets what's called an alt tag. What does that mean? It is an alternate statement of what is in a photograph for the internet to index. It's a some pretty nerdy stuff while you're talking about this. Okay, here's why it's important. It's important for search engine optimization, which is good for your IDX website and all the other places your listing goes. It is good for accessibility. We talked about those searching where you can't see things, right? We talked about that with Lundy. It's good for fair housing because you want your websites to be accessible to people who cannot see. We have seen members get demand letters and lawsuits for having inaccessible websites. This helps protect from that. And it doesn't just say kitchen. It says gourmet kitchen with granite countertops. It doesn't just say sink. It says wet bar. And if it tags it with something and it's not exactly right, you can go in and edit it. So within minutes of you uploading and building out your listing out there, you will see all those alt tags and matrix, and you can go in and edit them. And as you edit them, you are helping educate the machine, and it is learning. How cool is that? So it protects you and it helps you. Yes, sir?
Does it do it as exif metadata, or is it the description in the MLS listing?
It's XML data and an alt tag on in the image in the HTML. It is not in the description. Is it in the description? It's not in the listing description. Is it in the alt description? I believe it is. When you go to MLS, there is a descriptor there as well on the photograph that is tagged. Yes. Okay, so this is another company that makes property reports, gives you AI insights. This is not a Miami member benefit, but you can have it search and do this. So if this is something that you're interested in, it's a cool product. I can't do a contract for everybody. So I like it. I think that it's safe to use. And so you can ask questions based on this property report. So I gave it an address, and I said, hey, what flood zone is this property located in? This is located in flood zone X. This is classified as an area of middle flood pattern. Okay, that's good information. How busy would this property be as a short-term rental? Based on the data provided, it would be moderately busy. So it has different data sets that it pulls from on this. It gave me an average daily rate for it, an average monthly revenue, and it does this for lots of different data sets. I think they said they had 90 different data sets available. I think it's a cool product. Like I said, it's not a Miami member benefit at this point. And again, so let's talk about impact, right? Is this safe to use? Yeah, it's pulling from all these other data sets. You're asking it information. You're not giving it consumer information. If this is helpful and makes you more efficient and doesn't have any negative downstream impact, I think tools like this are great to play with. Should you verify this data? Until you're comfortable using it, I would probably try to verify on either Airbnb or AirDNA. Is that right for short-term rentals? Before I gave somebody a whole investment spec on a property. And we know that market is changing. But this is based on historical. And everything you say should be like, this is based on historical. But we can't predict the future, but this is some good information I was able to find for you. Okay, this is going to be launching in July. Available to all Miami members. So like RPR and those others are AI products that already have access to the MLS. This is the first company that we've partnered with that is just AI and uses the MLS. So this is built by a company out of San Francisco called Avenue 8, which is also a brokerage. And they are a sidekick. It's called Sidekick AI. They call it the most powerful real estate agent assistant. Is it? I don't know. People say things all the time. But it's pretty cool. So, natural language property search direct to the MLS. What does that mean? Find me a listing in Miami Springs with at least 3 bedrooms and 3 baths under $2 million. And it will return you a full listing overview, brokerage, listing agent, all that information. So it's a natural language search.
With the MLS number?
It will give you the MLS number, yes. It should. It's going to launch in July. I will make sure it has the MLS number. It'll give you market data insights to help win clients. So they're gonna continue to build out tools on this. They've got a really nice roadmap. I like what this company is doing. So, it's done here. Median sales, 1.2 million, 18% year-over-year change. So it gave a market report for an area. Well, do we have the products that do this? Yes, our PR does this, but it doesn't do this all in one like this. This is also well-researched and beautifully presented CMAs built into it as well. So, there's a typo there. That's not how you spell beautiful. Sorry?
Is it paid?
It is paid. I want to say our members get 15% off the rack rate, which is $40. So I want to say it's 30 something a month. So let's talk about paid. Artificial intelligence is expensive. We've all read the news. NVIDIA is now worth $3 trillion. NVIDIA makes the computer chips that make AI work for lots of different things. We know that it takes a ton of computing power, which means it takes a ton of electricity, which means it takes a ton of cooling. I'm not going to talk about green and whether that's important or not, that's up to you. But that does mean that it's expensive, and that means it can't be free. If something is free, you are the product. We all know this, right? Everything you sign up for, social media, right? You sign up for Facebook, they're selling your information. They're marketing to you. So, some things aren't free. Now, some things are free to our members because we invest in them. So, finding homes on Alexa is free to our members. We pay them for you. Recipe AI is free to our members. We pay them for you. We have vetted this. We have read all the contracts. We are confident this is a safe product. We will keep an eye on them if we think they're doing things that are untoward. But it's not free. It is discounted. And that's good for you. Yes, sir?
Will Sidekick be available for end consumers as well?
It is built as an agent tool, not a consumer tool. Okay. So, this is constantly changing. What did I say at the beginning? There's tons of new tools every single day. Agent Sidekick says it's the best AI tool out there for real estate agents. Is it? I don't know. Will there be a better one next week? Maybe. I can't vet everything every day. This is what I get in 2 days. Are all these good tools? Absolutely not. The next slide has a good one. There's a product here called Chat Realtor. Is this fair use of the term realtor? Absolutely not. Did they license it from NAR? Absolutely they did not.
Can you go back to the?
Yeah, I don't recommend any of these tools. This is just an example. I don't not recommend any of these tools either, let's say that. So this is just an example of the volume of what is happening every single day, or this was what, 2 days of ones that I got. Here, yeah, Cheat GPT. I am not recommending Cheat GPT. Okay, let's go, guys. The volume is crazy. You can't keep up with all of it. I can't keep up with all of it. What I can do is try to find the things that I think are best, will work for us, are reasonably priced, are safe to use, and will help you be more successful and keep moving forward and competitive. And can you use other stuff? Absolutely. Absolutely. I encourage you to. If you find something new that you love, tell me about it. Okay. So this is the same QR from earlier, miamirealtors.com/AI. We have all of our tools here. We have lots of other AI classes. Our trainers, our technical trainers, most of their classes are deeper dives into all those products that I talked about and how to use them. They're adding new ones all the time. I like this newsletter, the Rundown AI. That's my favorite daily newsletter. It's a little businessy, it's a little techy, but I find a gem or two in there every couple of weeks. I found some great virtual staging companies. And then I like this Reddit AI tool tracker because people will say if they like something or they don't. Reddit is Reddit. Not everything on there is great. And then the Wave group
is a real estate blog and consulting group. They do a really good real estate AI post once a week. All right, you guys can do it. I've given you all the tools. I've given you great seeds here for how you can use this. Be open, be cautious, be curious. I encourage everyone. I'm gonna look in the chat, the QA on here, to see what these questions are, if I can figure.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yes,
Are we gonna get a copy of
the slides? Sure.
Thank you very much.
No open questions, lots of answered questions. Let's see what we have. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Will this be for commercial as well? Some of these services are commercial, some of them are not. The AI for my clients now on RPR for commercial works great, Josh. They've been expanding that. Can you create one-page flyers for commercial properties? Yes, you can. I'm sorry, I did not repeat all the questions. Does Real Reports work for commercial properties? No, they're focused on resi. For commercial right now, RPR is great. They've really been expanding those tools. That's it. Those are all the questions. I'm happy to answer any questions in the room. I'm happy to stay after and answer questions if you don't want to ask publicly. I thank you all for your time. Yes, ma'am.
So I apologize, I was a little behind schedule this morning, but did we miss your presentation or a whole lot that had to do with the class?
I don't know when you walked in. I apologize. So I started right at 9:30. I packed a lot into that. We'll make the slides available. What I started with is, I'll remind everyone again, if you haven't paid your dues, you should pay them by Friday at midnight. We've extended the deadline 2 days. You get $75 off for paying on time. That is cash in your pocket, and you get a ton of education credits. So please do that. If you haven't done that and you want to just pay it in person, any of our staff downstairs would be happy to help you. MLS Touch is available as an app. You can download it. I highly recommend it. It is a deep search in the matrix. You can share it with your clients, and your clients can search on it as well. You can text listings from there, you can email them, and all of your matrix saved searches are in there. Yes, ma'am.
Do you specialize strictly on AI, or do you teach other classes?
I am the chief of MLS and innovation for the Miami Association of Realtors. So I work on keeping our MLS up and running and compliant, managing our MLS team, and making sure that we have great technology tools. I've been in tech for 30 years. I teach classes sometimes. This is not most of what I do, but I am here and we're doing this. So I have short versions of this that I've done at broker meetings. We did our broker VIP outreach the last couple of days, so I have a 15-minute version of this that we did. So you guys got the longer version of it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
You
Thank you.
deserve a round of applause for introducing this platform to us.
Other questions? Yes, ma'am.
This about the
The $75 credit? Yeah.
What is this about?
Did you pay your dues?
Oh, yes.
Okay, then you got it. It's if you pay on time, you get $75 off your dues. If you don't pay by this Friday, you pay more.
Oh.
Some people call it an early bird credit. We call it an on-time credit. Because it is an on-time credit. You got $75 off, plus you got a bunch of education credits, plus you get a free continuing education licensing class. So your annual licensing class is free as well. You have to use it by, I want to say February 28th of 2025. You're very welcome. Thank you all. Thank you all for spending your morning with me. Thank you for getting up early and fighting traffic. Thank you to everybody on the Zoom for spending it and hanging in here with us. There are still 53 participants on the Zoom. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Yeah, they did it at home. Hybrid means it's both. Like a car, right? It's electric and gas. I don't know if I'm the electric or the gas, I'm not sure. I think I'm the gas. Thank you.
No, Medina.
And then you have different settings available to you. What's Apple's large language models and what's not, and different features.